Houston on D. And Westbrook, here we go. The wide open look for Durant. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook.
Back at you. I mean,
That's a beautiful jam.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
That was a nice replay brought to you by Kia.
4 straight makes out of the gate. That's a sweet start.
Let's send it out to Doris Burke, who caught up with head coach Billy Donovan. Doris?
They are going up against arguably the toughest center the NBA has to offer in Dwight Howard. One problem that Howard poses is his ability to send shots away on the defensive end. He told his players to be fearless and not think twice about taking shots, saying, a lot of the D Howard plays is mental. He just has shooters second-guessing. He might have them third-guessing, guys.
Thank you, Doris.
The easiest way to do it sometimes is with the bounce pass.
Thunder have gotten all 5 of their shots to go down in the first quarter. Terrific start. Westbrook drives in, kicks it to Robertson. Ibaka sets the pick for Durant. Rockets with the rebound.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly.
That's not as easy as he made it look, guys. You've got to have some skills to pull that baby off.
Well, he's got plenty of those skills necessary.
And you know what?
Man.
That man can climb a ladder. I tell you what, guys, it's going to be a tough day on this defense if he's got the A game rolling tonight. And, guys, you know, we've talked about it before, but it bears repeating. Dwight Howard may be the best overall rebounder in the last decade. 5 times out of the last 8 years, he's led the league in rebounding. That's almost impossible to do in the modern NBA.
And here's Westbrook. James Harden getting it to go from deep. Westbrook kicks to Ibaka. An easy 2 points on the layup.
Almost an impossible shot to block in the post. The defender can't give up that much of a height advantage and expect to contest it.
Howard is still Clark, an efficient rebounder, still prolific in fact, but he's no longer dominant. Last year he had not one 20-plus rebound game. When was the last time that happened?
Well, you know, this being Dwight's 12th season in the league, Kevin, a lot of wear and tear on him. I think he's trying to fight through it, and he's still very much more than serviceable. Wants to get a ring, and he's doing his part to try to make that happen.
Here's Lawson. Following the basket by Russell Westbrook. Harden outside. Ariza passes to Harden. Houston moving it around. Passes it to Robertson. Rebounded by Howard. The Rockets have gotten off to a tremendous start. 7 of 7 here in the first quarter. Here's Harden. Takes it into the teeth of the D and converts the layup. Harden's got 8 points.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve. And the Rockets have lost out on some free agent wars the past few years. They have remained competitive, but you wonder what could have been if they landed or kept some of those big names.
And a new group in here for the Thunder. Enes Kanter's checked in for Adams. Collison comes in for Serge Ibaka. Waiters, he's checked in for Robertson. And B.J. Augustine subbed in for Russell Westbrook. Now here's Durant. 5 points in the game. Greg, you and I talked about that. And Clark, you know, you wonder if that hurts them in free agency.
Well, you know, when your front office makes no qualms about viewing players as simply just assets, it can be a hard sell to a free agent. And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
And I love the mentality that they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing it. They're moving it side to side until they finally get the one they want.
Here's Capella, feeds to Brewer. Here's Ariza, and it's Houston with another.
They got themselves in front with some outstanding shooting right off the bat.
It's been a complete technical dominant performance out here. They are in a zone.
You say that all the time. You want to play downhill. Well, at some point you think somebody's got to cool off in this one, right?
And it's Beverly missing. And Augustine kicks to Durant. Here's Kanter. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
Had a success rate from the line last year of about 78%.
And Rockets head coach Kevin McHale talked about the offensive force that is his.
His ability to make the right play, the right pass is more impressive. And then when he's coming downhill on you in the break, you got to guess right because he's going left and right and zigging and zagging.
Zigging and zagging and juking and jaking to boot, man, with ardent speed. Clark, it must seem like he's running downhill while you try to guard him.
Yeah, it does seem that way. He plays downhill for sure. I mean, he's relentless, Kevin. Kind of like gravity in a sense. Ever present.
Yeah. Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. Hey, guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Rockets?
Boy, the three-point shot has really been dropping for him early on.
Also, guys, the passing has been terrific in the first half. They'll be happy with all. All those assists.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. So on the floor for Houston. Tossing out there, Patrick Beverley. Then there's Brewer. Then it's Jones. And it's Capella in at the 4 slot. Catching up on the changes for Houston. Dwight Howard. He's checked in for Terrence Jones. And Maliunas subbed in for Capella. And the Rockets making a change here. Harden's checked in. And then for Oklahoma City, Steven Adams, he's checked in for Cantor. And it's Roberson in for Waiters. Thunder trailing by 4. And continuing to expand his arsenal last season, Patrick Beverley, the guard for the Rockets. Career highs in assists and rebounds per game, and he's one of the smallest guys on the floor.
Yeah, and he's really working on the details of becoming a better playmaker. Becoming a guy that has coaches trust him to handle the basketball in those crucial situations.
And we're starting the second quarter, about a minute gone. Roberson dishes to Adams to the left side wing. Westbrook kicks to Roberson. Singler for 3. Brewer with the rebound. Rockets leading by 3. For 3, Lawson. Out of bounds. Oklahoma City takes possession. Durant's checked in for Oklahoma City.
Kevin Durant.
Oklahoma City shooting 69%, showing you what a well-oiled offense looks like tonight. And Westbrook, here we go. Good. Westbrook's got 11 points.
Shaked and baked with the crossover move, and that's what freed him for the score.
Got him on the wrong foot and then just blew by him.
Trevor Ariza's checked in for James Harden.
Trevor Ariza.
Lawson against Westbrook. There's the pick. The pass to Roberson. The putback, and Adams with the slam. And the Thunder lead by 1.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Well, the defensive rotations, Greg, have been a step slow, and it's really helped them get that ball inside time after time.
And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for the Thunder.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught them off guard, playing airtight defense and coming up with the steal.
Yeah, and one thing, Clark, I've noticed is how quick their hands have been tonight. Thanks to that, they've gotten a lot of points off of turnover.
And that one's good. Westbrook.
Putting you in. A big part of this run here has been their ability to hit from mid-range, guys. I mean, that's unique.
And a lot of teams shy away from that mid-range, but if you can get them off of rhythm, then you can have success.
Three-pointer, Lawson, and again it's the Rockets from deep.
They're getting a bunch of their points outside of the paint. 3 of their last 5 buckets are from three-point range.
The defense is just not closing out quick enough.
And something not a lot of people talk about, Ty Lawson's defense. He has the lateral quickness, Clark, and strong lower body that gives, point guards fits.
Yeah, he's like a fire hydrant in terms of his build and strength. He's a good ball defender, but he gambles sometimes, so that can cut both ways. He'll get steals, but he'll also put you in tough positions defensively.
Jones checked in for the Rockets. Patrick Beverley comes in for Ty Lawson. Rockets have gone 4 of 6 from the field here in the second. Westbrook against Ariza. Dishes it to Durant. With the shot. That one wide left.
In talking about Lawson's defense, he was down in steals last season. But a part of that is because he stopped gambling as much. He's learned where to pick his spots.
Here's Westbrook. Good D by Jones.
Usually if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
It's Ariza on the wing. Defended by Ibaka. And there's the foul. It's on Steven Adams. That's his first foul.
Getting back to Ty Lawson, he's under 6 feet without shoes, relatively short wingspan as well, yet he's always had to deal with size limitations on defense. But he uses phenomenal anticipation and speed to win more than his share of battles at that end of the floor.
Houston making a switch here. Capella's checked in.
And really just unselfish basketball on the interior. That's the kind of pass a coach loves to see.
James Harden, he's checked in for Trevor Ariza. And then for Oklahoma City, Cantor checked in for Adams. Dion Waiters comes in for Andre Roberson. And B.J. Augustine subbed in for Russell Westbrook. Harden inside the three-point line. Gets the jumper from the corner to fall. Harden's got 12 points in the game. Thunder trailing by 5. And Augustine kicks to Waiters. Cantor sets the pick for Waiters. The 17-footer. And he wills that one in. Sinking right through off the back iron.
And really smart to draw his man out to the perimeter. He's giving up too much size to be effective inside.
Showed nice basketball IQ. I agree, Greg. I mean, if he finds his spot on the perimeter and doesn't force it, I think his outside shot will be hard to block no matter who's defending.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Beverly.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
KJ McDaniels, he's checked in for the Rockets. And Oklahoma City with a change here, too. Singler's checked in. That one's in there. Rocket lead is cut down now to just 4 in the basket from Dion Waiters. Shot and game clock separated by 5. Here's Capella. McDaniels kicks to Capella. Pass to Beverly. And he's good on the 3-ball. Waiters with the ball. Here's Cantor. Oh, and the buzzer beater's good.
And that's a big...
And the first half comes to a close. We've got a close game going on here. The Rockets on top. Up.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
I would call that a competitive first half of action. James Harden was the man in the first. He ended up with 15 points. Well, that's all for now, as it looks like the second half.
Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. An exceptional performance so far from James Harden.
And the thing I noticed most in that first half was his offense. He was not wasteful with his opportunities and also did a great job of converting with the chances he had.
I agree with you, Greg. Judicious shot selection. All of his looks were good looks.
So the Thunder 5 right now. The rugged duo of Ibaka and Adams in the middle. Russell Westbrook out there with Roberson. And it's Durant in at the small forward. Kiwi Steven Adams, one of the toughest players down on the block.
And Kevin Adams is not afraid to get under somebody's skin. He's pretty strong defensively, too.
And, you know, guys, that's one of the things I like about Adams. I mean, he'll draw the ire of opposing players just because of how he approaches the game.
Left side, Westbrook. The 3, that's good. Westbrook's got 16 points.
He can be a forgotten man in their offense sometimes, but the D still has to keep an eye on him.
Lawson kicks to Ariza. Harden outside, 5 to shoot. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good.
Yeah, and guys, Adams doesn't want to be known as a dirty player. I mean, I think he feels he plays aggressive and he hustles, and that sometimes rubs players the wrong way.
And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets.
And really, last season, the Thunder came into the year as a popular pick to win the West. Of course, we know what happened in terms of injuries, and they ended up having them on the outside looking in terms of the postseason.
That's good. Howard's got his second bucket of the night.
Just look at what a sniper he is from long range. He's got such an unusual skill for a big fella.
For the Thunder, their play against the rest of the West wasn't a huge problem as to why they missed the playoffs. You know, they went 25 and 27 against the rest of the West.
Well, at first glance, that doesn't look too bad, but only 7 wins in those 29 games against the Western Conference playoff teams. With the talent the Thunder have, you still think of them as favorites in the West, at least one of the favorites in the West.
Roberson the pass to Westbrook. They set the pick. To the inside, here's Adams. The shot no good. And Houston the other way now. And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Well, over that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what Billy Donovan said to the team. The strategy included running the offense through Russell Westbrook. Coach said the first thing they should be thinking about is getting the ball in his hands and letting him lead the way on on each and every possession. Probably a good time to make some changes with a good chunk of the second half still to go, Kevin.
And thanks for that story, Doris. It's tipped. Outside Howard. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. Harden's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Thunder trailing by 8. Outside Westbrook. It's stolen by Lawson. And here we go. Harden heading to the hoop. He gives them a double-digit lead.
And it's all one-way traffic tonight, boy. They have been lights out offensively.
And there's no telling how big that lead's going to get. But, again, it's just one game, but nonetheless a very impressive one, the way they've handled their business here.
Just a grinder. Always doing the dirty work on the offensive glass, and that's one of the things he brings to the table.
Boy, that's a nice feed by Lawson.
The Thunder have gone 4 of 7 to get things started here in the second half. They grab their own miss, and count it. The shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
Nice work on the inside. Hard to get that one up and over the big fella.
Well, it's not supposed to be easy down there, and a little artistry on the inside helped him make it happen.
And Oklahoma City making a change here. Enes Kanter's checked in for Steven Adams. Allison for Andre Robertson. Jones drives in, and it's Brewer finishing it off.
And the lead just grows on that ridiculous offensive sequence.
You know, Clark, that dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop.
Yeah, that just added more to it.
And you know, guys, right now they're starting to flatline, just hanging on here for dear life.
Waiters gets a wide-open look.
College game last season, signed him to a 5-year deal in the middle of last year's playoff.
Thunder trailing by 10. Singler outside. He feeds it to Kanter. They set the pick. No good. And it's Houston the other way. And even 3-on-3 break. And again, it's Trevor Ariza. Ariza's got 6 in the quarter.
And the crisp passing has
makes the game easy and fun to watch.
And you know, he's enjoyed the kind of day you expect in terms of shooting the basketball. He can bring them right back into this game.
Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Just piling on the lead with a dunk like that.
Houston making a switch here. Thornton's checked in. DJ Augustine's checked in for the Thunder. Waiters dishes to Kanter. Down low, Collison makes it off the glass.
You can see that they're not as aggressive from the three-point arc. They had far more attempts in the first half.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Brewer. Gets to the corner and buries it. Brewer's got 6.
And we're seeing the shots start to fall for them now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this has been an extremely efficient second half for them up to this point.
The dish to Kanter. And good. Coming in on the assist by DJ Augustine.
And that's exactly what they're going for on that shot.
Okay, fans, put your hands together for...
Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. Thunder trailing by 11. Motiejunas and Howard, the post pair. Harden out there with Lawson. And it's Brewer in at the 3, the small forward. So that's who's on the floor for the Rockets. And Motiejunas picks up the foul. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
Greg, those are always tough to judge, but I think the official got that one right.
And Durant gets double-teamed. 6 to shoot. Augustine, no luck.
You know, so many games are decided by which team wins the rebound battle, and that's held true in this one so far.
And Clark, their effort on the glass has given them the advantage, but it's also been the effort in general that's made a difference.
Pass to Durant. The feed now to Robertson. The three-pointer off the mark. Rockets leading by 13. Kanter kicks to Ibaka. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
Augustine against Lawson. Got a piece of it. Durant with the steal. And with that one, the lead is trimmed to single digits.
And that is their way to get back into this game. They've got to play racehorse basketball from here on out.
And Clark, no better way to get on your horse than to start things off with a steal.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Guys, over that last break, I listened to Kevin McHale address his team. He gave his guys the green light to keep firing from downtown, telling them, listen, I like the work you're doing out there. Keep finding those gaps on the perimeter. They're giving us open shots.
Trevor Ariza's checked in for Corey Brewer. Like last season, we saw Mona Eunice make some nice strides.
Yeah, a big uptick in his scoring efficiency, Kevin. Both his shooting from beyond the arc and from within the arc increased.
Stolen by Westbrook. Here's Roberson. He's guarded by Howard. Great D that time from Howard.
They are really getting the work done inside with their rebound.
The defensive backboard has been controlled. They have not allowed a lot of second chances. It's been about one and done for the most part. And I'm not talking about leaving college.
Yeah, I know you're not. That's a bunch of good rebounding taking place there, boy.
And Montezuma's actually showing a newfound post repertoire there. I mean, he's deceptive. He has hooks and pump fakes, little up and unders. The Rockets looked to him for offense when they weren't playing through Harden. Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
From deep, Harden, and again it's the Rockets from deep.
It has been a three-point barrage for them since halftime.
Not sure if it's been by design or simply by accident, but either way, it has been impressive.
Rockets power dancers, give it up!
Thunder trailing by 15.
And Monta Eunice is a very confident player. I think where he can still improve is his rebounding and defensive impact. With a 7-foot frame, he's got to learn to play like a 7-footer.
To the paint, here's Ibaka.
Quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends. They're going back to the three-point shot over and over and over.
And they may have found the Achilles heel of this defense. That was their 9th straight. And how about the execution on that play? The screen was set up in exactly the right spot.
And the finish wasn't too bad either.
Perfectly designed and perfectly executed.
And that replay sponsored by Kia, the Kia Slam Cam, giving us a great look at that one.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
And how? I mean, they're taking this defense to task, taking them to school. Every one of their last 10 points have come in the paint.
Kicks it to Harden. Shoots from the corner, and it's Houston with another.
As hot as he's been this quarter, the game plan is simple, folks. Get him the ball and get out of the way.
Stolen by Harden. To the right side. Howard with it, guarded now by Durant. And here's Harden for three. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Adams has got his 3rd rebound tonight.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority. Very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for the Rockets.
And it may be a comfortable win for him, Steve. And in the end, but they had to weather a few storms along the way, Clark, and that's all part of the story.
That's right, Kevin. I mean, this is by no means a runaway that it might appear to have been. I mean, it was a scrappy performance all the way through.
And you have to look back at this and see the huge game it was for Harden. Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do much to keep him from dropping it in.
It's stolen by Adams, and now Durant running through. Oh! It's not possible what we just... Clark, is that possible?
Not probable, but it is possible, partner. It is possible.
And think about it, guys. That's one of the few guys in the entire league who can pull off something like that. Didn't take their time in wrapping this game up. They came out with a sense of urgency.
Nice ending spurt to polish it off. Once they had him on the ropes, they started throwing haymakers at him.
The whole knockout blow.
And the Thunder going with a whole new group out there. 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Beverly, the pass to Jones. Takes it up with both hands and rips it down.
And just a terrific job of taking care of business in front of the home fans.
And, Greg, those fans had a hand in the win. I mean, they gave this team a big lift throughout the game. I thought there was great energy in the building.
So we see the Rockets taking the win here. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team, Clark, by far tonight.
No question about it, Kevin. They certainly gave their fans plenty to scream and holler about. This place was rocking. It was on fire. And it only got louder as that lead got bigger.
And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline.
Dwight,
the 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we get a chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, James Harden. The fourth quarter was all him. It was like he couldn't miss, and it was just one basket after another.
His accuracy from the field was pretty eye-catching. I mean, if he was shooting the ball, it was going in. You rarely see a performance like this with this crazy high shooting percentage. Wow.
That was the James Harden we've come to know and love, a player that brings nothing but fear to players that have to guard him. I've said this for a while now. He's the best one-on-one player in the NBA. And even if it's not a one-on-one situation, even if you throw the kitchen sink at him, he still gets the job done. It's the confidence, the drive, and the spirit that makes James Harden a superstar.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting started on a new season in the NBA. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again soon.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson, and it is my pleasure to be with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We'll watch the Miami Heat in this one as they go up against the Cleveland Cavaliers out at Quicken Loans Arena. And for Cleveland, they're looking to come out strong and make their mark early. They have to look at this game as a great opportunity to do just that. Well, last year the Heat went from a team that could get up and down the floor to one of the slower teams in terms of pace. Is this the right tempo for them to play, Kenny?
Well, their core is older, and it makes sense to them to slow it down a little bit, obviously, you know, to make things easier to get into your offense. But second to last in the NBA last season in their pace, I think you have to speed it.
Welcome, sports fans. Thanks for joining us. And it's time for... NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan along with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Doris Burke will be reporting from the sidelines. The fans are making noise at Quicken Loans Arena here in Cleveland for their Cavaliers. All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. On the floor for Miami, the big men are Bosh and Whiteside. Dragic is joined in the backcourt by Wade. And it's Dang in at the three, the small forward. And for LeBron James, a remarkable step. Greg, he had increased his field goal percentage for 7 consecutive seasons.
Nasty. Oh, nasty.
Yet.
Woo. Nasty.
And a great job of taking advantage of the steal there to get those easy ones in transition.
You know, that's exactly how you draw it up, Greg, on the board. I mean, good defensive work, aggressive play in the open court. Those two things are hand in glove when they work together. Just some amazing stats put up by Chris Bosh early in his career. But having been in the shadow of LeBron and D. Wade over the past few seasons, one wonders if Bosh is now a little bit underrated. He's talented and gives you everything you want from the power forward spot.
Well, getting back to Chris Bosh, it's always difficult to reshape your game around a superstar teammate. I mean, just ask Kevin Love last year.
You know, it's such a good point. When you think about Bosh, you know, he isn't the kind of guy who demands special attention. You know, he's not mugging for the press. He's not out there for himself. He just really lets his play speak for itself. And you won't find many bigs who are as versatile as he is. And much underrated, I think, as a pick-and-roll defender.
4 makes on 4 tries. Everything's falling early. 100%, can't do better than that.
And it's Dragic off the drive. Comes out of the gate empty. He's 0 for 1. Here's Shumpert. And he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
Another basket here, and they have really come out of the gates fast in the first quarter, Kevin.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Yes, Kevin, I spoke briefly with Eric Spoelstra. He said that the key to the game will be how well they defend Kyrie Irving, adding, he's shown himself to be one of the premier point guards in the game already. Whether it's passing, shooting, or penetrating, we need our guys in the backcourt to really get up into him, and our bigs need to be ready to bring help. Guys, you can bet that Irving will be their focus defensively.
Thanks, Doris. And there's the call on Bosh. That is his first foul of the game. And the Cavaliers making a change here. Williams is checked in. Love kicks to Mozgov. Some nice passing by Cleveland here. Shot clock at 6. LeBron dishes to Love. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
And for Kevin Love last season, he didn't want to be called a stretch 4, but the numbers suggest he was exactly that. Nearly 1 out of every 2 shots he took was from 3, a much higher ratio than at any other time in his career.
As Greg was talking about Clark back to Love, it wasn't his choice to camp out from 3 last year. It was designed that way to create operating space for both LeBron and Kyrie.
Yeah, and you think about it, it's hard to ask a successful post player not to play to his strengths, but Love made the sacrifice, and I don't think he gets enough credit for that, Kevin.
Irving with the ball. He's got 8. Ron right side. Cleveland needs to get a shot off here. Williams for 3, and he gets it to go. Williams has got himself on the board with 3 there.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Yeah, they're lasered in. I mean, really making the most of their possessions.
Wade can't hit.
Well, he won't miss many of those, especially with the defender not in the best of positions there.
From past the arc, another 3 for Cleveland.
All these open threes they're giving up have really been the driving force of this run.
And the points are starting to add up in a hurry, especially when you're giving up those looks from deep.
Well, you look back at the 2015 Heat, and the injuries are what probably brought that team down. Didn't go from Chris Bosh with the debilitating blood clot on his lung and on and on and on. The loss, of course, which was not an injury, of LeBron James. There are a lot of moving parts with that team.
And that's a great point, Kevin. And if you take any star off a team, things are going to get difficult. It was impressive that the Heat still managed to stay competitive once Bosh went out.
Here's Irving, and Cleveland again with the bucket.
And he's starting to show that killer instinct this quarter, looking to extend the lead.
Green kicks to Winslow. Green with a screen on James. Got a piece of it. Irving with the steal.
You couldn't have dreamed of a much better start here than they've had today.
I think the offensive game plan they came in with was right on point. It's worked perfectly, and the lead they already have is proof in the pudding.
The drive by Green. Ball's knocked loose, so he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
Greg, he got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for Cleveland.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught him off guard, playing airtight defense and coming up with the steals.
Yeah, and one thing, Clark, I've noticed is how quick their hands have been tonight. Thanks to that, they've gotten a lot of points off of turnover.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Cavaliers. The shot's good from Smith.
And really, that's what built the early lead here. Killer shooting from beyond.
And the defense needs to recognize that and get to the shooters. It's imperative that they get a hand up.
Stoudemire setting the pick for Chalmers. 6 on the shot clock. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Now that's a killer crossover. The defender got totally shook up by that move.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
And at the line last year, he was good on about 77% of his attempts.
Got that bucket in no time at all. Jefferson's got his first points of the game.
And really setting the tone early with their three-point shooting.
Greg, that's already 5 made triples in the first quarter. What a start.
You know what? A low percentage pass on that one, but sometimes it's worth the risk.
Well, that time the risk did not pay off because it was well defended.
And Green slams it in.
Now that's finishing your work right there.
Powerful two-hand jam. You're right.
And I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will start shrinking even further.
That's tipped. It's stolen by Green. Pass to Winslow. Kicks to Chalmers. Outside, Green. Misses the three. And LeBron James trying to will his Cavaliers team to its first title. When someone like LeBron talks about what you need to bring to the table, you better bring it.
Yeah, I would think so. You'd be better served to go right along with what he's talking about. Dubbed the new Big Three along with Kyrie. I think if they just keep following LeBron's lead and advice, the sky's the limit.
Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And looking at what we've seen, Cavaliers pretty much in control here, it would appear.
I just like the way they're getting out in the open floor, taking advantage of all those fast break chances here early on.
I agree with you, Greg. I mean, they can run, and they've done a good job filling the lanes in transition.
On the floor for Miami, Wade and Dang are the 2 and 3. Whiteside is out there with Stoudemire, and it's Dragic in at the point.
The defender a little hesitant to offer resistance as he bursts to the hoop. I tell you, Luol Deng is not exceptional in any one area, but really doesn't have any weaknesses either. I think he's been one of the most complete small forwards over the past decade in the league.
And he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the D.
It's Dragic with the drive. A 3-ball. Count that one, and the Cleveland lead has been cut down to 11 on the bucket from Dang.
Pretty passing. Timely recognition as to where the open man was.
Talking about Luol Deng, his consistency year to year has been outstanding. Over 11 seasons, Greg, if you look at his averages across every category, they're remarkably similar.
And here's a guy who can score from anywhere. Great mid-range game, makes plays for his teammates, rebounds at both ends. He is versatile and bankable.
And there's a whistle that goes on Iman Shumpert. That's his first foul.
Iman Shumpert. That's his first personal foul.
Second quarter, we're a little over a minute and a half in. Dragic the pass to Dang. Feeds it to Wade. Wants to get it back to Whiteside and does. Can't hit.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
James dishes to Shumpert for 3. Good, and the assist goes to LeBron. 8 points for Iman Shumpert.
Defensively, they just look out of sync, not closing out on the threes in time.
Well, I think they're getting caught in that in-between zone, no man's land, giving up 3 straight from beyond the arc right now.
Shot clock at 5. Lets it fly from 18, and he gets it to go. Stoudemire's got 4 points now in the quarter. Cleveland moving it around. Here's Shumpert, and another 3 for Cleveland.
That's a dozen straight points coming off the triple.
Yeah, Greg, you know, they're having free reign from beyond the arc. The defense is just not there.
Whiteside, a screen on Williams. Outside Dragic. Whiteside, a screen. The Heat need to get a shot off. And the basket by Wade.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Mozgov. Miami grabs the miss.
And one problem with the Cavs last season was they put immediate pressure on themselves. A part of that was the trade for Kevin Love.
The Heat trail by 19. Inside, here's Stoudemire. There's the killer two-handed slam.
Well, he's an undersized center, but he more than makes up for it with some serious leaping ability.
Shumpert, no good.
And sometimes he can hit that deep three, but it's not a high percentage shot for him.
Yeah, even for him, that's out of his range.
And it's Wade penetrating. A baseline J. Bounces high off the rim and drops.
They've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's not just their passing, but also the body movement off the ball that's created a lot of those opportunities.
And that's good. And it's Dragic with the assist. And that's now 8 points for Wade.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
Just beautiful when they play the game like this.
Got him up. And the Heat call time here.
You know, the Cavs had a slow start to last season compared to how everybody thought they would play. Still, it was the best start for Kevin Love in his career and would end up being the most winning team he's played on. Says something about how long he's waited for success.
And the Heat making a change here. Chris Bosh is checked in for Whiteside. Winslow comes in for Luol Deng. Green is checked in for Dwayne Wade. And it's Chalmers in for Goran Dragic.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at either end, steals, fast break buckets, and the other team scrambling to find its game.
Great point. I mean, that aggression has allowed them to just create a lot of havoc. And boy, are they taking advantage.
The Cavaliers leading by 14. And Love, who would also go on to make his first postseason appearance, played in the first round last year. It was a complete 180 for him in what he was used to at Minnesota.
And even though there were ups and downs for Love last season, you know that he must have enjoyed winning for a change. And being in the league so long without making the playoffs, he finally got a chance to play in the postseason.
That's something they need to do more of. Get after it on the glass. Go get those boards.
Clark, it wouldn't hurt. Some extra possessions would definitely help narrow the gap and maybe swing the momentum.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Varejao grabs the board.
Yeah, but you have to love that tough interior defense.
And, Greg, that's exactly what he gives you. I mean, he's constantly making his presence felt around the rim.
A dominating first half of basketball, and so far has...
Hey, Kevin, well, Coach...
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We welcome you back to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. What a game it's been for Kyrie Irving. He had 20 points, 4 steals, and 1 rebound. Some great work from him in the first 2 quarters. Kenny, your thoughts? How are the Cavaliers playing?
Well, they went downtown and threw a party, and fortunately, we were all invited. The key is their shooters weren't afraid to pull the trigger on open looks, and it's a blowout right now.
And over to Shaq. What'd you think about Miami?
Well, when you look at the opponent field goal percentage, that
And that's going to do it for now as the second half is almost ready to get started. Back to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew. We're going to sit right here and wait for the end of the game and talk at you.
And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen. You look at Kyrie Irving in this game, he has been everywhere.
I just love the tenacity on the defensive side. I mean, his play on D has been a huge factor for them as he continues to get steal after steal.
And guys, as the game moves on, I think he should continue to be aggressive defensively to keep ball handlers off balance.
Down low, it's Love and Mozgov. Filling out the wings, it's Shumpert and LeBron. And it's Irving at the guard position. So that's who's on the floor for the Cavaliers. That is good.
Just Mr. Reliable again here today, Kevin. I mean, they need his points, and he's producing.
To the middle, here's Wade. That's tipped. Here's Shumpert. Marvelous lead pass, and he throws it down.
Great assist that time by Kyrie Irving.
Now the pass to Bosh. To stop the run, can't get the layup.
With the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in control of this game.
And no doubt about it, rebounding is an effort stat, folks. They've been more determined than their opponent thus far.
That is good. And now it's up to 25 points for Kyrie Irving.
And it's strange to think that early last year, all the talk in the media was about the in-house fighting on the Cavs. Goes to show just how much better things are for a team when they're winning.
And the Cavaliers get another bucket right there.
And Kevin, that's a really sweet stroke from Irving there.
The Heat have gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. Now a timeout called by Miami. Well, Greg, after a run of 10 playoff trips in 11 years, the Miami Heat missing the postseason last year, they'd end up a game back of the 8th spot.
Yeah, and what's hard for the Heat, Kevin, is that they were in the playoff picture for most of the year, and as the season wore on, they slowly fell out of that top 8.
Looking at who's out there now for the Cavaliers. Tristan Thompson, he's checked in for Mozgov. Matthew Dellavedova comes in for Shumpert. And it's Williams in for Kyrie Irving. Bosh, no one around him. From the top of the key, he buries it. Bosh has got 7 points for the quarter.
You know, guys, for the greater part of last season, it appeared as though the Heat were playoff bound. Even with the players they lost, most figured they would be playing postseason basketball.
Almost uncontested. I mean, it's nice to be able to add to the lead without having to really work for it. And one reason why the Heat did come up short in their playoff aspirations, they were very poor against other teams in the playoffs. So only went 15-31 against teams that had made it into the postseason last year. The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And really a reflection of their superior effort level to this point. It seems to me they've gone after this win a little bit more.
It's been about tempo and pace with this group, and it's led to a huge advantage in fast break points.
Greg, it's really the main reason they're in front. All that early offense. I mean, when they've had the chance to push it, they've pushed it.
The shot by Wade, wide open. 6 to shoot. It's Dragic with the drive. Miami no good on that time either.
High quality shot, just a little off there with the release.
And Greg, that has him SHHing, shaking his head. Tough miss that time.
Clark. Cleveland's gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the third quarter. They get the rebound, and Thompson kicks to Williams. So the wing on the left. That's a 2 from Dellavedova. Drops one in from the wing. Dellavedova's got 4 points in the quarter. Miami's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break.
And last season was one where Tristan Thompson transitioned from a starter to a bench role, didn't let the move bother him, and still put up solid numbers off the bench.
There's 1:38 left to play here in the third. Passes it to Dellavedova. Three-pointer, good. Dellavedova's got 9. We've got 1:23 left in the third quarter. Outside Dang. Back to Dragic. Dang against Williams. Now, here's Wade. Not a lot of room. Off target with the free throw line, James. It's Williams with the drive, and he gets it to go. Williams has got his third basket of the night.
Sound offensively. Really no other way to put it here in the second half.
There's really no comparison between the teams in terms of the way they've both shot the ball since the break.
Bosch with the bucket.
Great quarter for him at the offensive end, trying to will his team back in the game.
And good on the basket. Book it.
Three-pointers are killing them at this point, and they haven't been able to respond at the other end.
Yeah, and Greg, you know, the only way that's going to turn around defensively is by stopping the outside shot, not getting into a shootout. They're not going to out-shoot out this team.
A platoon swap here for Cleveland. And then for Miami, Stoudemire's checked in for Whiteside. Green comes in for Luol-Deng. And it's Chalmers in for Dwayne Wade. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. And out of bounds as the Heat gain possession.
A temporary lapse of focus from him on that turnover. It's embarrassing, but on occasion it does happen.
15 seconds left to play in the third.
Cleveland foul call.
The Heat shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight. The free throw drops for Chalmers.
Oh my gosh, I just got that.
There's O. Chalmers, nails both of them. Outside Irving. And out of bounds as the Heat gain possession.
Putting you in. Let's go.
Fans, you gotta get loud. Come on, let's have a round of applause for the Cavalier.
And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. On the floor for Miami, starting the fourth. Winslow is out there with Haslem. Then there's Gerald Green. Then there's Chalmers. And it's Anderson in at center. Knocked loose. It's stolen by Smith. Takes the three. Another three for Cleveland. And what's your take, guys, on the hustle stats for the Cavaliers?
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. They've been in attack mode on the defensive end.
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
Shot clock at 6. Here's Chalmers. Verjao grabs the board.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
And J.R. Smith picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Matthew Dellavedova has checked in for J.R. Smith. A few possessions into the fourth quarter, just over a minute played. Jefferson against Green. And the wide open shot from Chalmers. Drills the three-pointer.
Just a positive force right now for the...
Just got 6 in the quarter.
Add another triple to their second half total.
They came out of the break just dropping bombs and just they're not letting up at all.
And Jefferson wide open. He shoots. And another three for Cleveland.
Out of their last 5 makes, how about all 5 from long range?
Well, the defense just hasn't pressed up to deny any of those looks, guys. I mean, they're hanging back and getting picked apart. The defense has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
And I'd be interested to know just how many of these attempts have come from inside of 5 feet.
Got it. Nice one there from Dellavedova.
What a final quarter these guys are having from downtown, just burying the threes in bunches.
And they might as well keep going back to the well. No reason not to. I mean, work that perimeter. It's going good for you. Work it until it stops.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
Thompson, he's checked in for the Cavaliers. And Miami with a change here, too. Goran Dragic is checked in for Mario Chalmers.
Back-to-back threes for him. Defense is slacking off a little.
You've got to respect that three, or she'll give up points in a hurry.
And Matthew Dellavedova is going to pick up the foul. And that'll be his third foul so far. Josh McRoberts has checked in for Udonis Haslem.
Josh McRoberts.
Third minute of action now gone here in the fourth. The drive by Green.
A rim rocker.
Looked for a second like he might rip the cylinder loose.
I tell you what, that is some grown man strength on that attack.
And it's Dellavedova missing. Outside Jefferson. From deep. And yes, sir, that one drops. Jefferson's got 9 points here in the second.
I think they're trying to go for the kill here. I mean, they're starting to take a lot more three-point shots than they had been before, looking to run away.
And as long as you keep getting quality looks, the coaches should have no complaints. Play with confidence.
And it's good, assisting on the play with Dellavedova.
Wow, unconscious has he been this quarter. They're riding that hot hand.
It's Dragic with the drive. An easy layup after coming off the pick.
Now, how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Jefferson. Cavaliers making a switch here. Smith has checked in. Now here's Dragic. D right on him. And it's Green missing.
It's been a real difficult game for him offensively, and it's costly.
And really deep through that time.
He's a big reason why they have the lead right now. He's made all of his field goal attempts thus far and remains hot from the floor.
Pass to Dragic. And he banks in the layup. Dragic has got 4 points in the quarter.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Cavaliers.
In the end, they had a better shooting percentage, and that's what made the difference. Sometimes, Clark, things go your way. The other team wasn't catching any lucky breaks themselves.
Well, it's more than luck, Kevin. I think the shot selection was good, too.
And beyond the actual result of this game, fans are going to look back and see this was just a monstrous performance for Irving. He affected the game so much with the way he was able to come out and get steals and extra possessions for his team.
Cavaliers foul called. Timofey Mozgov. That's his first personal foul.
And the first one at the line is good.
Oh my gosh.
And the Miami Heat have finished in the top 2 spots or better in each of the years the big three were in town. Last season that changed as they would end up 10th in that Eastern Conference.
And for the Heat, once the bullies of the Eastern Conference, they had a lot of trouble keeping up with other Eastern Conference teams.
Kevin, they finished 25 and 27 against the rest of the conference. Played under 500 against the East at home, which really negated their chances for the playoffs.
The drive by Green, outside Dragic. And they come right back with their own three-pointer.
They clearly look like a different team now. Suddenly, they've got some energy out on the floor.
Yeah, but it's come a little too late to have a real impact on the game, though. We call this box score window dressing. All it's going to do is make the numbers look a little better than it was.
That's good.
This is a serious game-clinching run they're on.
Yeah, I agree with you. Just not backing off here. I mean, they're looking to close this one out in style. What a time to have this kind of surge.
And Green gets it to go.
Only took them a few seconds to answer the 3-ball with one of their own.
Greg, we've got a three-point battle taking shape here.
And it's Justice Winslow with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
Greg, those are always tough to judge, but I think the official got that one right.
Outside Jefferson, he connects.
And just a terrific job of taking care of business in front of the home fans.
And Greg, those fans had a hand in the win. I mean, they gave this team a big lift throughout the game. I thought there was great energy in the building.
So we see the Cavaliers taking the win here. It was a tale of two teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and Clark the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
Well, I think these fans too, Kevin, gave their team a tremendous lift. I mean, they never gave up on them. From the opening tip until the end of the game, they were in it. And that certainly helped this crew get to the W.
And that about wraps it up. For Clark, Greg, and Doris, and the rest of our terrific crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
The 2K Sports Post-Game Show.